All right, so let's get into this. Biblical Wednesdays. Biblical Wednesdays. You guys want it on the big screen so you can read it? Or, yeah, why don't we do that? We'll go big screen so you guys can read it. Well, welcome to Biblical Wednesdays, where we get into biblical shit. We're starting with the Gospel of Matthew. We've done 2 other Biblical Wednesday streams. We did about 10 chapters each stream. And we're here for it. We're here for it. We're going to finish up Matthew today and probably get started on Mark, I believe is the next one. Circle K has pizza? No way. Circle K does not have pizza. Well, locally, I have a place. It's called The Angry Italian. And they sell pizza by the slice. It's like $5 for a slice of pizza, which is it's really like 2 slices of pizza because it's a giant piece. But it's like homemade, real Italian pizza, and it's fucking amazing. So if I need pizza as a snack, we go to the Angry Italian because it's not like all processed and, you know what I mean? It's like homemade. So that's where it's at. All right, let's get into this. Matthew 20, laborers in the vineyard. So the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 20, verse 1. And it looks like this is Jesus speaking. All right, so for the kingdom of heaven is like unto man that is an household. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto man that is a householder. That is an householder? That doesn't make sense. Which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. When he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into the vineyard. He went out about the 3rd hour, and saw others standing idle in the marketplace, and said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. Again he went out about the 6th and 9th hour, and did likewise. And about the 11th hour he went out, and found others standing idle, and saith unto them, Why stand ye here all day idle? They say unto him, Because no man hath hired us. He said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall you receive. So when even was come, the Lord of vineyard saith unto his steward, Call the laborers, and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came that were hired, about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, These last have wrought but an hour. These last have worked, basically, but an hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden of heat of the day. But he answered one of them, and said, Friend, I do thee no wrong. Didn't not thou agree with me for a penny? Take that thine is, and go thy way. I will go unto the last, even as unto thee. So basically, stop your bitching. I hired you for a penny. I paid you a penny. Shut the fuck up. We're good. We're good. It is not lawful for me to do what I will with my own. Is thine evil eye because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many be called, but few chosen. Jesus, going up to Jerusalem, took the 12 disciples apart in the way, and said unto them, Behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be betrayed unto the chief priests and unto the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death, and shall deliver him to Gentiles to mock, and to scourge, and to crucify him. And the 3rd day he shall rise again. Mother of James and John, chapter 20. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshipping him, and desiring a certain thing of him. And he said unto her, What wilt thou? She said unto him, Grant these my two sons may sit, the one on thy right hand, and the other on the left, in thy kingdom. But Jesus answered and said, Ye know not what ye ask. Are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I baptized with? They say unto him, We are able. And he saith unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. And when the 10 heard it, they were moved with indignation against the two brethren. But Jesus called unto them and said, Ye know that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they are a great exercise authority upon them. But it shall not be so among you. But whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. Whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a ransom for many. And as they departed from Jericho, a great multitude followed him. Okay. I think that's kind of self-explanatory there. That breaks down fairly easily when I read it. No interpretation needed. No need to add any cuss words to it. All right. Matthew 20, verse 30. Two blind men. Behold, two blind men sitting by the wayside, when they heard that Jesus passed by, cried out, saying, Have mercy on us, O Lord, thou Son of David. And the multitude rebuked them, because they should hold their peace. But they cried the more, saying, Have mercy on us, O Lord, thou Son of David. Jesus stood still, called them, and said, What will ye that I shall do unto you? They say unto him, Lord, that our eyes may be opened. So Jesus had compassion on them, touched their eyes, and immediately their eyes received sight, and they followed him. So what is the point of Jesus asking them what they want? He obviously knows what they want. Is it because they have to verbalize it? That's one thing that I'm noticing. I don't know if it's just been popping up in my feed more lately, but that's one thing that I'm noticing is the power of suggestion, which I bet basically was like what a prayer is, right? Putting words out into the world. I have this book that I wonder if I have it over here. I don't have it over there. I forget what it's called. And I didn't really read it. I kind of skimmed it. It was given to me by a former business mentor. Um, and it's kind of, the whole book's kind of about that. It's like a sales book, but it's like I don't know, it's a oh, it's called The Secret. That's what it's called. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it or if you're familiar with it. But it's kind of like a mythical, what you say will come true type of thing. So you're supposed to be sending out positive, good vibes for sales, and then it works. So that's what that reminded me of. All right, in Jerusalem, triumphal entry. Triumphal entry. When they drew nigh unto Jerusalem, and were come to Bethpage, unto the Mount of Olives, they sent Jesus 2 disciples, saying unto them, Go into the village over against you, and straightway ye shall find an ass tied, and a colt with her. Loose them, and bring them unto me. And if any man say aught unto you, ye shall say, The Lord hath need of them, and straightway he will send them. All this was done, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, saying, Tell ye the daughter of Sion, Behold, the king cometh unto thee, meek and sitting upon an ass, and a colt the foal of an ass. And the disciples went and did as Jesus commanded them, and brought the ass and the colt, and put on their clothes, and then set him thereon. And a very great multitude spread their garments in the way. Others cut down branches from the trees and strawed them in the way. And the multitudes that went before, that followed him, cried, saying, Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is he that he cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. And when he was come into Jerusalem, all the city was moved, saying, Who is this? And the multitude said, This is Jesus, the prophet of Nazareth of Galilee. So what do you think the semblance there is? Riding in on a jackass on a donkey instead of, mounting a giant white Clydesdale, or, something fancy, or was it to show his humbleness, to show his likeness with the people? I think so. I think it was. All right, cleanse the temple. Matthew 21:12. Jesus went in the temple of God, cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers and the seats of them that sold doves, and said unto them, It is written, My house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. The blind and the lame came to him in the temple, and he healed them. When the chief priests and scribes saw the wonderful things that he did, and the children crying in the temple and saying, Hosanna to the Son of David, they were sore displeased. Said unto him, Hearest thou what these say? And Jesus said unto them, Yea, have ye never heard, out of the mouth of babes and sucklings thou hast perfected praise? And he left them. He went out in the city into Bethany, and he lodged there. All right. So Jesus rolls up, says, Stop fucking with my shit, flipped some tables, told the Pharisees to suck it and sit down, healed some shit, and rolled out like a boss. He's a big baller. He's a big baller. Donna's in the building. Donna is in the building. Trying my best to listen. Fall break from elementary school. 2 daughters, single mom, yada yada, sending love, positive energy, 2 answers. He was humble and feeling one with the people. He was comfortable. Facts. Facts. All right. So Matthew 21, verse 18, the barren fig tree. Now in the morning as he returned into the city, he hungered. And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it, and found nothing thereon but leaves only, and said unto it, Let no fruit grow on thee henceforward forever. And presently the fig tree withered away. And when the disciples saw it, they marveled, saying, How soon is the fig tree withered away? Jesus answered and said unto them, Verily I say unto you, if ye have faith, and doubt not, ye shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if ye shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive. Okay. So he goes to a barren fig tree. It's like, bro, I'm hungry, you got no fruit. So he smites the tree, basically, kills it. And they're like, bro, you can do that? And he's like, dude, not even can I do that. You see that mountain over there? If I don't want that motherfucker tossed into the sea, no problem. We could flick that bad boy into the sea. And so can you, as long as you believe in what you're asking. That's some big stuff. That's some big stuff. All right, so, and when he was come into the temple, the chief priests and the elders of the people came unto him as he was teaching, and said, By what authority by what authority dost thou these things? And who gave thee this authority? Jesus answered and said unto them, I also will ask you one thing, which if ye tell me, I in likewise will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, whence was it? From heaven or of men? So that's his question. The baptism of John, whence was it? Was it from heaven or of man? They reasoned with themselves, saying, If we shall say, From heaven, he will say unto us, Why did ye not then believe him? But if we shall say, Of men, we fear the people, for all hold John as a prophet. And they answered Jesus, and said, We cannot tell. And he said unto them, Neither tell I you by what authority I do these things. But what think ye? A certain man had 2 sons, and he came to the first and said, Son, go work today in my vineyard. He answered and said, I will not. But afterward he repented and went. He came to the second and said likewise, and he answered and said, I go, sir, and went not. Whether of them twain did the will of his father? They say unto him, the first. All right, so first kid goes to him. Dad's like, you need to go work. Kid's like, I got it. Or excuse me. He's like, no, I don't want to. Walks away, and he's like, dude, I shouldn't have told my dad that, so he actually goes and does the work. The second kid is like, yeah, no problem, I got you. But never actually goes. So obviously the first kid did the will of his father. When John was baptized or when Jesus was baptized by John, just so I understand. I don't know if he was talking about a specific baptismal. I think he was just asking, in the eyes of the Pharisees, do you think that John was baptizing, from God or from man? Was he doing it on his own, or was he actually baptizing from God? And then they couldn't say from God because then that would make him a prophet. And they couldn't say unto man because then apparently they'd be scared of the peeps. All right, so they say unto him the first, Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto you that the publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom of God before you. For John came unto you in the way of righteousness, and ye believed him not. But the publicans and the harlots believed him. And ye, when ye had seen it, repented not afterwards, that ye might believe him. Okay. With faith, you get access. That's what they're going with there. All right, the wicked husbandman. Matthew 21, verse 33. Shout out everybody new tapping in on Rumble. We appreciate you stopping by for Biblical Wednesdays. We're in the Matthew or Gospel of Matthew, obviously. But if you hit a thumbs up, get involved in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what cultish religion you believe in currently. We'll talk about it. All right, the wicked husbandman. Hear another parable. There was a certain householder which planted a vineyard, and hedged it and rounded it, and digged a winepress in it, and built a tower, and let it out to husbandmen, and went into a far country. When the time of the fruit drew near, he sent his servants to the husbandmen, that they might receive the fruits of it. What's a husbandman? Is that like a farmhand? Like a property manager type situation? Holy Spirit descended upon Jesus when he was baptized, so that is holy. That is true. That did happen. That did happen. We appreciate the questions. We appreciate it. It's supposed to be a dialogue. We're supposed to chop it up, go through this stuff. So get involved. Ask your questions. And I probably won't know the answers, so we'll look them up. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I think husbandman is like a hired hand, like a handyman. So the husbandman took his servants, he beat one, he killed another, and he stoned another. All right, so there's 3 servants, one got beat, one got killed, and one got stoned. That's a rough day. Again, he sent other servants more than the first, and they did unto them likewise. But last of all, he sent unto them his son, saying, They will reverence my son. But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves, This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and let us seize on his inheritance. They caught him, and cast him out of the vineyard, and slew him. When the Lord therefore of the vineyard cometh, what will he do unto those husbandmen? Well, if I'm the farmer and you just murdered my son, you're getting got, bro. Facts. They say unto him, He will miserably destroy those wicked men, and will let out of his vineyard unto other husbandmen, which shall render him the fruits in their seasons. Jesus saith unto them, Did ye never read in Scriptures? The stone which the builders rejected, the same is become the head of the corner. This is the Lord's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes. So did you not read the Scriptures? The stone which the builders rejected, the same is become the head of the corner. This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Therefore I say unto you, the kingdom of God shall be taken from you, and given to the nation, bringing forth the fruits thereof. Whosoever shall fall on this stone shall be broken, but on whosoever it shall fall, it will grind him into powder. When the chief priests and Pharisees had heard his parables, they perceived that he spake of them. But when they sought to lay hands on him, they feared the multitude, because they took him for a prophet. Alright, so they're like, there's Jesus guys capping on us. We need to get this motherfucker. And they're like, yeah, but what about all the peeps, bro? He's got mad peeps. Alright, Matthew 22, the wedding garment. Jesus answered and spake unto them again by parables, and said, The kingdom of heavens is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son, and sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. Again he set forth other servants, saying, Tell them which are bidden, Behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen, my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage. But they made light of it, and went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise. And the remnant took his servants, and entreated them spitefully, and slew them. But when the king heard thereof, he was wroth. And he sent forth his armies to destroy those murderers, and burn their cities. Then saith to his servants, The wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Okay, that's pretty harsh. So you're like, all right, I'm going to have a wedding. Go tell my sons we're ready for the wedding. Sons are like, we don't give a fuck. And he's like, all right, send the army. Crush these dudes. That's pretty gnarly. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highways, and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests. When the king came in to see the guest, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment. And he saith unto him, Friend, how comest thou in hither, not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen. Then said the king to the servant, Bind him hand and foot, take him away, cast him into the darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen. Now, from previous knowledge that I had about the Bible, I always hear people reference that section coming from Jesus. But this is a parable from Jesus talking about what a king said to his servants. And I don't believe in this parable Jesus is the king in question, because He doesn't have sons. All right, tribute to Caesar. Then went the Pharisees and took counsels how they might entangle him in his talks, and they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master, we know that thou art true, and teachest the way of God in truth. Neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the person of men. Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? But Jesus perceived their wickedness, and said, Why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Shew me the tribute money. They brought unto him a penny, and he saith unto them, Whose is this image and subscription? They say unto him, Caesar's. Then saith unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's. When they heard these words, they marveled, they left him, and they went their way. See, now I've also heard of that being referenced as in we should follow, like we're called to follow local law. That's not what that says to me when I read it. So they're like, do we give tribute to Caesar or don't we? And Jesus says, let me see the money you're paying the tribute with. Looks at the money, Caesar's on the money. And he says, this is Caesar's, give it to him. But what's God's, give it to him. I don't see how they're correlating that to following Caesar's directions. You know what I mean? It's following like government law. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's one thing that's interesting reading through this is because I've heard a lot of these scriptures in the past referenced different ways, but they don't seem to be referenced the way that I'm reading them when we go through this. All right, silencing the Sadducees. Sadducees? I don't know. The same day came to him the Sadducees, which say that there is no resurrection, and ask him, saying, Master, Moses said, if a man die, having no children, his brother shall marry his wife, and raise up the seed unto his brother. Now there were with us 7 brethren, and the first, when he had married a wife, deceased, and having no issue, left his wife unto his brother. Likewise, the second also, and the third, unto the 7th. The last of all the women died also. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife shall she be of the 7? For they all had her. Jesus answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the Scriptures nor the power of God. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of God in heaven. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by God, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob? God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. And when the multitude heard this, they were astonished at his doctrine. All right. So they're like, Moses' law says if you marry a chick, you don't have kids, and she dies, then your brother should step in and put a baby inside her to keep the family name going. Second brother wasn't able. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. She went through the whole family tree. None of them could breed with her. So they're like, well, so whose wife is she going to be in heaven? And he's like, this is heaven. We don't mess around with relationships up here. We're not doing all that. That is kind of interesting, though. So the scripture, or not the scripture, but the vow, one of the vows when you get married is till death do us part. And from my understanding, the vows are biblical or have a biblical reference or underpinning or meaning or what have you. So that is legitimate. You are married until death, and then you are apart in heaven. You're not husband and wife anymore. That's interesting. I'd never looked at it that way before. That's very interesting to me. I don't know if I like that. But it is what it is. Doesn't matter if you like it. It doesn't matter if you like it. All right. Reproving the Pharisees. But when the Pharisees heard that they had put the Sadducees to silence, they were gathered together. One of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him and saying, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. The second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. While the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them, saying, What think ye of Christ? Whose son is he? And they say unto him, The son of David. He saith unto them, How then doth David in spirit call him Lord, saying, The Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thou on my right hand, till I make thine enemies thy footstool. If David then call him Lord, how is he his son? And no man was able to answer him a word, neither durst any word from that day forth ask him any more questions. So he asked the Pharisees, Who's Christ? Who is he the son of? And they're like, Well, you're the son of David. And he's like, Well, then why does David call me the boss man if I'm his son? He can't be sonning me if I'm his boss. Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, Matthew 23. The great denunciation. Then spake Jesus to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do. But do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders. But they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries, and enlarge the borders of their garments, and love the uppermost rooms at feast, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and the greetings in the markets, and to be called men, Rabbi, Rabbi. But be not ye called Rabbi, for one is your master, even Christ, and all ye are brethren. Call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father, which is in heaven. Neither be ye called masters, for one is a master, even Christ. Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ. Oh, so even Christ has a master. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. Who unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. Therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye compass sea and land to make one proselyte, and when he is made, ye make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves. Woe unto you, ye blind guides, which say, Whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing, but whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater the gold, or the temple that sanctifieth the gold? And whosoever shall swear by the altar, it is nothing. But whosoever sweareth by the gift that is upon it, he is guilty. Ye fools and blinds, for whether it is greater the gift or the altar that sanctifieth the gift, whoso therefore shall swear by the altar sweareth by it, and by all things therein. And whosoever shall swear by the temple sweareth by it, and by him that dwelleth therein. And he that shall swear by heaven sweareth by the throne of God, and by him that sitteth thereon. So woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, not to leave the other undone. Ye blind guides, which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. Ye blind guides, which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. How would I interpret that? Like, I got it in my brain, but I don't know how to put it into words. Which strain as a gnat and swallow a camel. All right, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. Thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first what which is within the cup and platter, and the outside of them may be clean also. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones, and of all uncleanness. Even so, ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! Because ye build the tombs of the prophets, and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, If we have been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves, that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. Fill ye up, then measure of your fathers, ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Wherefore, behold, I sent unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues, and persecute them from city to city, that upon you may come all the righteous bloodshed upon the earth. Where did I go? From the blood of righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias son of Barachias, whom ye slew between the temple and the altar. Verily I say unto you, all these things shall come upon this generation. Basically, Jews, you're going to be fucking up, murdering everybody. And it ain't looking good for you. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how often would I gather thy children together, even as a hen gathering her chickens under her wings, and ye would not? Behold, your house is left unto you desolate. For I say unto you, ye shall not see me henceforth, till ye shall say, Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Okay. I'm just soaking it in. We're soaking it in. Oh, excuse me. All right. Matthew 24, destruction of the temple. Jesus went out, departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another, that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and the end of the world? Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ. I shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Oh, pardon me. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes. In divers places? What's a divers place? There shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in divers places. What does that mean? What does the term divers places mean? So divers back old school just means diverse currently. Okay. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you. But what? All right. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise. Mohammed, false prophet. Joseph Smith, false prophet. And shall deceive many. Mormons are what? 17 million now? Muzzies are 1.5 billion or something crazy? And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And his gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. All right, so definitely not very specific. Not very specific. And basically all those qualifications have been met, hundreds of years ago. Hundreds of years ago. The abomination of desolence. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolence spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of this house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And who unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Like breastfeeding mothers? Is that what he's talking about? But pray ye that your fight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should be no flesh be saved. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Okay, what? Except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For whosoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. All right, so anybody says to you, I'm back, I'm over here, I'm over there, that's a no-go. I'm going to come with the fucking entrance, bro. People are going to know. Okay. The coming of the Son of Man. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. He shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elects from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know the summer is high. So likewise, ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. And verily I say unto you, the generation shall not pass till all of these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, by the words shall not pass away. I'm a little confused by that one. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father alone. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark, and knew not until the flood came, and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, one shall be taken, and the other left. Two women shall be grinding in the mill, and one shall be taken, and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye not know what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is the servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. And verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. And if that evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of the servant shall come in a day when he locketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Okay. Okay. So basically, nobody knows when it's coming, but always be ready. Because the minute you want to fuck around and find out, that's when I'm going to show up and you're going to be put on the wrong side. Okay. Hold your breath type of situation. All right, Matthew 25, the 10 virgins. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell, and buy for yourself. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I said unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. Yeah, so he's just re-emphasizing it's up to you to know and be prepared and be ready. If you're off at the store fucking around, then you don't get in, bro. You don't get in. We don't hold the back door open for slackers. All right, for the kingdom of heaven is a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Then he that received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. Likewise, he had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money. After a long time the Lord of those servants cometh, and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. He also had received 2 talents, came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. And his Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things, so I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art in hand. Let me try that again. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. I was afraid. I went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, therefore thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knowest that I reap where I soweth not, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. For unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not shall be taken away, even that which he hath. All right, so I gave you 1 talent. You fucking wasted it. So give that talent to the guy with 10, and you don't get shit. Okay. Cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Lots of weeping and gnashing of teeth for these unprepared, lazy dudes. All right, the judgment. When the Son of Man shall come to his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations. He shall separate them from one another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. He shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink, and I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me, and I was in prison, and you came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee as hungered, we fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thy in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in person, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, pizza? For sure, I'll take it. Thank you. And when saw with thee sick or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungered, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, ye took me not in. Naked, ye clothed me not. Sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteousness into life eternal. Okay, another fuck around and find out Jesus bar. Another F around and find out Jesus bar, bro. Alright. Wifey brought some pizza in. Nice. Alright, Matthew 26, the death of Jesus. It came to pass, when Jesus had finished all these sayings, he said unto his disciples, Ye know that after 2 days in the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified. Then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the palace of the high priest, who was called Caiaphas. Caiaphas. And consulted that they might take Jesus by subtlety, and kill him. But they said, Not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar among the people. Anointing at Bethany. Now when Jesus was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of a very precious ointment, and poured it unto his head. And he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much, and given to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye this woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in it that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, whosoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done, be told for a memorial of her. Alright. So Jesus is in the tent, getting his feet perforated on, getting his feet perfumed. And they're like, bro, that's an expensive ass perfume. Why didn't you sell that and help the poor? And Jesus is like, basically, there's a lot of poor people. That's not going to feed them all. There's always going to be poor. There's only one of me. I'm only dying once. And I want my feet to smell good. Okay? All right, that's funny. All right, the betrayal. Then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, went into the chief priests and said unto them, What will ye give me, and I will deliver him unto you? And then convened with him for covenanted, coven, covenanted, covenanted for him with 30 pieces of silver. And from that time he sought opportunity to betray him. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. The Last Supper. Now the first day of the feast of leavened, leavened, unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus, saying unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? And he said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The Master saith, My time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. The disciples did as Jesus had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. Now when the evening was come, he sat down with the 12, and as they did eat, he said, Verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceedingly sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Lord, it is I. And he answered and said, He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. But who unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed? It had been good for that man he had not been born. He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. So it's one of you eating with me. The Son of Man goeth as is written of him, but woe unto the man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Shit, bro, that's pretty harsh. The Judas which betrayed him answered and said, Master, it is I. He said unto him, Thou hast said. And as they were eating, Jesus took bread and blessed it, and brake it, and gave it to the disciples, and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took to the cup, and gave thanks, and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many of the remissions of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine, until the day when I drink it new with you in the Father's kingdom. And when they had sung a hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. Then saith Jesus unto them, All ye shall be offended because of me this night, for it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. But after I am risen again, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter answered and said unto him, Thou all men shall be offended because of thee, yet will I never be offended? Jesus said unto him, Verily I say unto thee, that this night, before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. Peter said unto him, Thou I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee. Likewise also said all the disciples. Peter said unto him, Thou I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee. Likewise also said all the disciples. So they all offered to die with Jesus. That's what I'm getting from that. Arrest and trial. Then cometh Jesus with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and saith unto the disciples, Sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. He took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then saith unto them, My soul is exceedingly sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. He went a little further, and fell on his face, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. And he cometh unto the disciples, and findeth them asleep, and said unto Peter, What, could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray, that ye enter into the temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away again, and the second time, and prayed, saying, O Father, If this cup may not pass from away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done. And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. He left them, and went away again, and prayed the third time, saying the same words. Then cometh he to his disciples, and saith unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doth betray me. And while he yet spake, lo, Judas, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves, from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, Whomsoever I shall kiss, that same is he. Hold him fast. And forthwith he came to Jesus, and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him. Jesus said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then come they, and laid hands on Jesus, and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Jesus stretched out his hand, and drew his sword, and struck a servant of the highest priest, and smote off his ear. Then said Jesus unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they take the sword shall perish with the sword. Thinkest thou that I cannot pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than the 12 legions of angels? But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled, that thus it must be? He's like, bro, you're literally going to pull out a sword right now? I'm fucking God, bro. You don't think I could just call on Pops and fucking handle this? The whole point is, this is something that has to be done. In that same hour said Jesus to the multitudes, Are ye come out as against a thief with swords and staves for to take me? Are ye come out as against a thief with swords and staves for to take me? I sat daily with you teaching in the temple, and ye laid no hold on me. But all this was done, that the scriptures of the prophets might be fulfilled. Then all the disciples forsook him and fled. And they had laid hold on Jesus, led him away to the Caiaphas, the highest priest, where the scribes and the elders were assembled. But Peter followed him afar off unto the highest priest's palace, and went in, and sat with the servants, to see the end. Now the chief priests and the elders and all the councils sought false witness against Jesus to put him to death, but found none. Ye, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. At the last came 2 false witnesses, and said, This fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of God, and to build it in 3 days. The highest priest arose and said unto him, Answerest thou nothing? What is it which these witnesses against thee? But Jesus held his peace, and the highest priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living God, and thou tell us whether thou be the Christ, the Son of God. Jesus said unto him, Thou hast said. Nevertheless I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power, and coming in the clouds of heaven. Then the highest priest rent his clothes, saying, He has spoken blasphemy. What further need have we of this witness? Behold, now ye have heard his blasphemy. What think ye? They answered and said, He is guilty of death. Then did they spit in his face, and buffeted him, and others smote him with their palms of their hands, saying, Prophesy unto us, thou Christ. Who is he that smote thee? Smote. Such a good word. Now Peter sat without in the palace, and a damsel came unto him, saying, Thou also wast with Jesus of Galilee. But he denied before them all, saying, I know not what thou sayest. And when he was gone out into the porch, another maid saw him, and said unto them that were there, These fellows were also with Jesus of Nazareth. And again he denied with an oath, I do not know the man. And after a while came unto him that they stood by, and said to Peter, Surely thou also art one of them, for thy speech bewareth thee. They began he to curse and to swear, saying, I know not the man. And immediately the cock crew. And Peter remembered the word of Jesus, which said unto him, Before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out, and he wept bitterly. So without even really knowing what he was doing, he denied Christ. Because he just seen Christ sentenced to death, and he was scared. He was scared. No faith in that man. No faith. All right, Matthew 27. All right, when the morning was come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Jesus to put him to death. When they had bound him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor. Then Judas, which had betrayed him, when he saw that was condemned, repented himself, and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and elders, saying, I have sinned, and that I have betrayed the innocent blood. And they said, What is that to us? See thou to that. He cast down the pieces of silver in the temple, and departed, and went out and hanged himself. The chief priests took the silver pieces, and said, It is not lawful for to put them into the treasury, because it is a price of blood. And they took counsel, and bought with them the potter's field, to bury strangers in. Wherefore the field was called the field of blood unto this day. Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying, They took the 30 pieces of silver, the price of him that was valued, whom they of the children of Israel did value, and gave them the potter's field, as the Lord appointed me. Alright, so Judas is like, I feel bad for betraying my Savior, take the money back. And the Jews are like, well, we just can't put that back into the treasury. That's blood money. We paid you that to kill Jesus. And they're like, well, we can deal with it because, Jews aren't going to let the money go to waste. They're like, we're going to buy a cemetery. And then we got a place to put all these people we're having killed. Good idea. Good idea. Jesus before Pilate. Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, Art thou the king of the Jews? Jesus said unto him, Thou sayest. And when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then said Pilate unto him, Hearest thou not how many things they witness against thee? And he answered him to never a word, insomuch that the governor marveled greatly. Now at that feast the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner whom they would. And they had then a notable prisoner called Barabbas. Therefore when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, Who will ye that I release unto you, Barabbas, or Jesus, which is called Christ? For he knew that for envy they had delivered him. When he was set down on the judgment seat, his wife said unto him, saying, Have thou nothing to do with that just man? For I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him. But the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Jesus. The governor answered and said unto them, Whether of the twain will ye that I release unto you? And they said, Barabbas. Pilate saith unto them, What shall I do then with Jesus, which is called Christ? They all say unto him, Let him be crucified. And the governor said, Why? What evil hath he done? But they cried out the more, saying, Let him be crucified. When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made, he took water, washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. See ye to it. Then answered all the people and said, His blood be on us and our children. Then released he Barabbas unto them, and when he had scourged Jesus, he delivered him to be crucified. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into a common hall, gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers, and they stripped him, and put him on a scarlet robe. When they had plaited a crown of thorns, they put it upon his head, and a reed in his right hand, and they bowed the knee before him, and mocked him, saying, Hail, King of Jews! And they spit upon him, and took the reed, and smote him on the head. After they had mocked him, they took the robe off of him, and put his own raiment on him, and led him away to crucify him. As they came out, they found a man of Cyrene, Simon by name. Him they compelled to bear his cross. That's harsh, bro. That's harsh. Reading this, I'm thinking back. Um, have you guys watched that show? I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'm trying to remember the name. It's a very well done um, show about Jesus. It's on the Angel Studio Network or something like that. What is it called? I don't know, but it's excellent, excellent TV. Matter of fact, I might want to watch that with you guys again. We'll have to do it on Rumble. We can't do it on YouTube. But I might want to check that show out with you guys again. I want to rewatch it anyways. All right, where did I stop? At the end of it. All right, Matthew 27:33, the crucifixion. When they were come unto a place called Golgotha, that is to say, a place of a skull, they gave him vinegar to drink mingled with gall, and when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink. And they crucified him, and parted his garments, casting lots. That it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, they parted my garments among them, and upon my vesture did they cast lots. And sitting down they watched him there, and set up over his head his accusation written, This is Jesus, the King of the Jews. Then were two thieves crucified with him, one on the right hand and one on the left. And they had passed by, reviled him, wagging their heads and saying, Thou hast destroyed the temple and buildest in 3 days. Save thyself. If thou be the Son of God, come down from the cross. Likewise, also the chief priests, mocking him with the scribes and the elders, said, He saved others, himself he cannot save. If he be the King of Israel, let him now come down from the cross, and we will believe him. He trusted in God, let him deliver him now, if he will have him. For he said, I am the Son of God. The thieves also, which were crucified with him, cast the same in his teeth. Now from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land unto the 9th hour. And about the 9th hour Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Some of them stood there, when they heard that, said, The man calleth for Elias. And straightway one of them ran, and took a sponge, and filled it with vinegar, and put it on the reed, and gave him to drink. The rest said, Let be, let us see whether Elias will come to save him. Jesus, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost, and behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom. The earth did quake, and the rocks rent, and the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose, and came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the holy city, and appeared unto many. Wait, what? I don't remember the zombie story from the Bible. Behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom, and the earth did quake, and the rocks rent, and the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose. Alright, that's Vampire Saints. No? Am I reading that wrong? I'm reading Vampire Saints. That's what I'm reading. Is that what you guys are reading? Because that's what I'm reading over here. Now, when the centurion that were with him watching Jesus saw the earthquake and those things that were done, they feared greatly, saying, Truly this was the Son of God. And many women were there beholding afar off, which followed Jesus from Galilee, ministering unto him, among which was Mary Magdalene, and Mary the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of Jebediah's children. All right, so there was Mary of Magdalene, and there was also Mary the mother of James and Joseph. Is that not his mother? Is James and Joseph his brother? I think it is. The burial. When the evening was come, which came a rich man of Arimathea named Joseph, who was also himself with Jesus. When the evening came, a man from Arimathea named Joseph showed up, who also himself was Jesus' disciple. He went to Pilate, begged for the body of Jesus. Pilate commanded the body to be delivered. When Joseph had taken the body, he wrapped it in a clean linen cloth, laid it in his own new tomb, which he had hewn out in the rock, and he rolled a great stone of the door of the sepulchre, and departed. And there was Mary Magdalene and the other Mary sitting over against the sepulchre. Now the next day, that followed the day of the preparation, the chief priests and the Pharisees came together unto Pilate, saying, Sir, we remember that deceiver said, while he was yet alive, After 3 days I will rise again. Command therefore that the sepulchre be made sure until the 3rd day, lest his disciples come by night and steal him away, to say unto the people, He is risen from the dead. So the last error shall be worse than the first. Pilate said unto them, Ye have a watch, go your way. Make it as sure as ye can. So they went and made the sepulchre sure, sealing the stone and setting a watch. All right, so they put Jesus in the tomb. The Pharisees are like, bro says he's waking up in 3 days. We need to guard the tomb, make sure they don't steal the body so they can fake it. Okay? And the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the 1st day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. Behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven, and came and rolled back the stone from the door, and sat upon it. His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow. And for fear of him the keepers did shake, and become as dead men. The angel answered and said unto the women, Fear not ye, for I know that ye seek Jesus, which was crucified. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said. Come see the place where the Lord lay. Go quickly, and tell his disciples that he has risen from the dead, and behold, he goeth before you into Galilee. There shall ye see him. Lo, I have told you. They had departed quickly from the sepulchre with fear and great joy, and did run to bring his disciples word. All right, so that's an angel, right? It doesn't say which angel. Are we assuming it's Gabriel? He's the messenger angel, right? I think it was. And as they went to tell the disciples, behold, Jesus met them, saying, All hail. And they came and held him by the feet and worshipped him. Then said Jesus unto them, Be not afraid. Go tell my brethren that they go into Galilee, and there shall they see me. Now when they were going, behold, some of the watch came into the city, and showed up to the chief priests all the things that were done. And when they were assembled with the elders, and had taken counsel, they gave large money unto the soldiers, saying, Say ye, his disciples came by night, and stole him away while we slept. And if this come to the governor's ear, we will persuade him, and secure you. So they took the money, and did as they were taught. And this saying is commonly reported among the Jews until this day. Then the 11 disciples went away into Galilee, into the mountain where Jesus had appointed them. And when they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. Jesus came and spoke unto them, saying, All power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen. All right. First prayer from Jesus as a resurrected being in the books. In the books. And that is the end of Matthew. That wraps up Matthew right there. So we got through the Gospel of Matthew. It ends with Jesus coming back. Jesus coming back. So Mary talks to an angel. And then I assume she was also with the disciples when they seen him in Galilee, right? I assume so. Why doesn't the one section mention Mary, his mother, though? It says Mary, the mother of Joseph and Josie. Now, those are his brothers, right? But why? I don't know. It just seems weird to me that it didn't say his mother. You know what I mean? Doesn't it sound weird? Sounded weird to me. Okay. Okay. But there it is, folks. So that's the Gospel of Matthew according to the King James Version of the Bible. We got through it. It took a few days, but we have read it. I didn't learn a significant amount from it. Like I said before, I haven't read through the Gospel, but I have heard. I watch a lot of stuff. So I watch a lot of debates between scholars, I guess they are. I like to watch people who have spent a plethora of time studying these books argue with other people who have spent a plethora of time studying the books who disagree on what they've been studying. I like to watch those debates. It's very eye-opening to me. So I have heard pretty much the gist of all of Matthew prior to actually reading it. There was some parts in there that seemed to be interpreted different than I interpreted them when I read it. But I guess everybody's going to have their own slight interpretation. But I do believe that God's Word is capable of understanding without needing a theologian or a scholar or what have you. You may have to read it more than once. You may have to marinate on it, let it soak in. But one of the pastors that I do listen to, he's not big on reading the Bible at all. He's not a Bible thumping preacher. He thinks that the Bible has been corrupted over the years. But he says that all the book is already within you, and that the Holy Spirit can allow you to access it, I guess. But yeah, I think I'm gonna just wrap up there for the day. So we don't get into the next section, and that way next Wednesday, when we do Biblical Wednesday again, we can get into the Gospel of Mark and start checking that out. Maybe what I'll do for next Wednesday's stream, how long is Mark? All right, Mark's got 16 sections. We could usually get through 10 chapters. At least that's how it worked for Matthew. So what we'll try to do is next Wednesday is I'll try to do an even longer stream. Maybe we'll do 2.5 or 3 hours. Because I want to be able to get through the entire Gospel of Mark in one session. That would be ideal. So I think that's what we're going to shoot for next Wednesday. Is we'll do the entirety of Gospel of Mark. Bang that out and get that done in one day. But if you're on the stream, we appreciate you for tapping in and listening to me. Give me a thumbs up if you would. That helps Rumble know that I'm not a waste of space. Like, follow, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. But definitely follow. That way you get notified of future streams. We do stream daily at 2 o'clock. So I will be on tomorrow. Even though it's Thanksgiving, I think I'm still going to stream tomorrow. I think I'm actually, I think I'm going to watch that interview, the Andrew Tate interview with, what's his face? The British guy, the UK guy. I don't know what his fucking name is. I don't remember right now. But he put out a 2-part interview of this guy, Andrew Tate. It's like 2 hours. So maybe we'll just get into that and check that out. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. So unless you guys have anything to ask me, questions, comments, concerns, issues, unless you want to just chop it up, we're going to wrap it up there for the day. So we appreciate everybody that tuned and tapped in. Make sure you share this with your ugly cousin and your fat mom. They want to watch too. And we need more supporters. So feel free to share it around. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on social media. All that good stuff. We appreciate you all. Amik, Leslie, Donna, you're appreciated the most because you guys comment. So if you guys want to comment, you could be appreciated most also. But take care, everybody. If I don't see you tomorrow, if you don't stop by, then have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And make sure you speak politics and religion to all your retarded family members who are either liberal or on the way to burn. It is your obligation to save them from stupidity and from hellfire. So, don't keep your mouth shut. Let them all know. We need Trump to save the world. Or America. Basically the world. We need Trump to come back in and save the world. And they should vote accordingly. They should vote accordingly. But shout out to everybody. We appreciate you. Have a happy Thanksgiving and all that good shit. And we will see you tomorrow. Hasta mañana. Adios. Later, bye.